Welcome in, guys, and happy Monday. It is Unboxed Thoughts Monday at that. Episode 19, Season 3. We are counting down, guys. Sorry. It was like an awkward time. I was just making my little Kool-Aid energy drink here. Next thing you know, it was like, fucking figures, So you guys can hear me shake it up a little bit. Just want to let you guys know, we are live on TikTok today. So for anybody who, is dancing around whatever platform, we were down last week, but we are available on TikTok today. And I want to welcome in everybody. I have you guys over here. Floof, welcome in. Good to see you. Welcome in. Yeah, guys. So happy fucking Monday. I hope everybody's been great. Hope y'all been safe. Start every episode out of every week with that. It's just become a thing. I want to thank everybody, by the way, who tuned in last week. Last week's episode was a huge hit, guys. It was a huge hit, and I just want to thank everybody within the chat. Anybody who watched it afterwards. The numbers were great, and most of all, I want to thank my guest, Unknown, Jesse Cousins, who couldn't have been anybody better. It was a big moment for me too, on many different levels. So thank you to everybody for that. Thank you, Unknown, and also thank you to Riot. I don't know if he's in the chat right now. He made a spectacular tribute video. I just knew Unknown was going to be on the show, so what I did was I just brought this little idea that I had to Riot them, and I got to tell you, between him and Dark Wolf, all you got to do is paint them like the minimalist picture of anything, and they will bring it to life. So extremely talented individuals. So thank you to Riot for that. Yeah, it was great. So, guys, having said all that, what up, TikTok land? What's up, guys? Welcome in. So since we are back on TikTok, I also want to say before we get into today's topic, if you guys see me looking over, it's because I have TikTok land over here, because we do not have TikTok over here in the chat. The chat that I have in front of me is your YouTube, your Facebook, Twitch, Kick, Telegram, etc. But yeah, guys, it's been a hell of a week. It's been a real hell of a week. So as we all know, today is February 12th. All right. It is February 12th, guys, and every year since I can remember, things get a little weird around it. What happened to TikTok? What happened to TikTok? Something happened with TikTok. We're down. I think we're down. But yeah, so as I was saying, all right, every year things have go down, whether that's my entire mental state. Yeah, it was down. IPA. Was it down? All right. So let me put it this way. Every year while y'all are out there getting ready for Valentine's Day, I'm over here now on the opposite side of things, just completely against it. I am not. All right. TikTok is good. TikTok is good. All right, guys. Not happened. It was screen mirroring. That's why, Blaze. All right. So whatever Blaze was doing for the Unboxed Thoughts background, it was just screen mirroring on. I got you. All right. So sorry, TikTok. So while everybody's out there getting ready for Valentine's Day, I never, I don't like Valentine's Day, guys. I don't like Valentine's Day. I never have. I never will. Um, and that is going to be the topic of today's show. All right. I got um, I think I got a really good show in store for you guys here today. Um, sorry, had to get back to Blaze in the private chat. I got a really good show for you guys today. You guys can actually call it maybe like story time with Snicks or whatever the case is. But it's kind of crazy coming into this show today. It being episode 19. I am 2 shows away, guys. We are 2 shows away from closing out this season, and I think it comes at a good time, awkward time, whatever. But for some of you guys who may or may not know, all right, I have a brother, Sean. Sean was to be born February 13th of 1988. Okay, and Sean didn't make it fully through birth, and that stemmed into when me and my sister, here later on, you start to learn more things, you start to understand things, right? And we always tried to make Valentine's Day really good for my mom, because not only just for, me losing a brother, I took it a different way. Obviously I know for obvious reasons, my mom, she lost a child, right? And that child came before me. I just feel, many years, I've just always felt that pain. I've always just wanted to be there for her and try to make Valentine's Day, as good as it possibly could be, right? So, having said this, as I get older, I start to, have my own little outlook, right, per se, on Valentine's Day. Hey, there she is. Welcome in, Ma. Good to see you. Speaking of her, she is in the chat. So, yeah, as time went on, I just had a different type of way of going about it, right? It almost became like another day. So it was crazy because as the years go on, right? My father, my biological father, was the father of Sean, right? So now bear with me, guys. 2012 comes, and that was when I got the news of them finding my father. I just found it always crazy, right? So not only was I dealing with the Valentine's Day thing throughout the years due to the loss of, a loved one, or grieving for my mom, who lost a child, right? I've just always found it fucking weirder and weirder every year. Didn't think it could get any weirder. And it just so happened that my father was found February 15th of 2012. So I lost my brother, technically speaking, on February 13th. And they found my father on February 12th. February 15th. So, having said that, I've developed like this real phobia now of this time of year. Like, the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, right? Everybody knows the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. think we all. I am like the fucking Grinch of Valentine's Day. Completely against it. And not only was I dealing with the loss of two loved ones now, just 2 days apart, but what about February 14th itself? February 14th itself scares the ever-living shit out of me. Because ever since my father passed away, there's 365 days a year. Let's just forget the date. There's 365 days in a fucking year. It could have been any one of those days. Hey, Cass. Welcome in. Thank you. Appreciate the likes. And it could have been any fucking day. And it just so happened to be same month as my brother, his son. 2 days after, he and my mom had lost a son. But where does that leave me? Biological son and father. So I developed this phobia now. Almost like a fear. Where it's to like, when my day comes up, when my number is called, for some odd reason, it's going to be February 14th. I know. Hey, Millie, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're having story time with Snicks. That leaves you being too superstitious. Hey, so whatever it is. So I just found it weirder that, my father's biological son, they're 2 days apart, their death dates. The only difference is that they lost my brother Sean in 1988. And we lost my father, February 13th of 1988. We lost my father, February 15th of 2012. So as we're coming up on my father's 12-year anniversary, which is the 15th. Yeah, 3 days from now. Every fucking year, it just fucks with me. And and everybody gets all freaked out too. Even when I say that, it's like, think about it. Sean was the 12th, my father, 13th, my father was the 15th. Something tells me I'm just going to go the 14th on Valentine's Day. Never know what year. Never said the year. It's not like it's going to be this year or next year. It's just really a fear, a phobia, whatever you want to call it. Couldn't fucking stand it. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And that's kind of what comes into play. Whereas you really should celebrate fucking Valentine's Day every goddamn day. Every goddamn day. Every day of the fucking week, of the goddamn month, of the fucking year. It's only a fucking Hallmark gimmick. Now, do not, I know we are very close to Valentine's Day, okay? So please, for the love of God, don't think I'm being fucking, for all you lovebirds out there, don't think I'm being anti-Valentine's Day for you guys, all right? Still make it special for your loved ones. Don't get yourself to fucking trouble, all right? we are just talking today about how my Valentine's Day has been every year. We're just speeding it up a little bit because we got to get into other things in relation. Um, yeah, sometimes it's the little things that count. Yeah, but any day can be special. Yeah, yeah. It took me a long time, but it's it's like that saying goes. They call today today is a gift. That's why it's called the present, right? So, you know, I kind of have gone on like this anti-Valentine, but it's for my own reasons. You know what I mean? You should appreciate your like other every day. Yeah, every day, every fucking day. You should appreciate, show in some way, shape, or form the love and appreciation that you have for not only just your significant other, you know what I mean? Because Valentine's Day is like one of those hallmark where it's very diverse. You know what I mean? Where it's to like, yeah, you have your couples that will celebrate it, then obviously, the kids are involved, so, get the kids a little fucking stuffed animal with a fucking heart, you know what I mean? With the little goddamn Hershey kisses, whatever the case is, you know, obviously I know now as a father myself, you know what I mean, where's to like, yeah, you know what I mean, like we'll get them the cards for school because I know school makes it a thing, you know what I mean, and shit like that, but for me, it's like since I can remember, every fucking Valentine's Day has always been in some way, shape, or form in different areas about a not me for them. You know, like it was always a make it a special day, not for me, for them. So like I would go balls to the wall for my mom on Valentine's Day. you know, on Valentine's Day, my ass was always at like K Jewelers or something like that. You know what I mean? Just trying to make it nice for you know what I mean? We'd take our trip to the cemetery, go see Sean, you know, decorate his grave, say hi to him, clean it, whatever the case is, however we deal with it in our own little individual ways. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it started with always making it an extra special day for Ma. And then, to lose my father at like such a fucking crazy time, right? Like, just when you think like, I just seen him 6 hours before, right? We've talked about that. And right after the first break, where I'm actually going to tell you the story of that day. All right. I'm just giving you guys a quick lowdown and, basically what's to come in today's episode. All right. I'm just giving you guys a quick summary. All right. Which would be my opening monologue. Right. But yeah. So, yeah. So having said that, all right. We are at the 26-minute mark. I know we got technically, it is what it is, but you guys know me. I will not start a new topic if I know it's going to run through the break or like fucking. So this is what we're going to do. Okay, you guys ready for this? I am going to get set up to bring us to commercial. All right, and I'll probably even burn a couple of minutes by even saying this. Right? So let me see. Everything switched around here. Guys, give me 1 second. Got you. All right, so we are going to go to break. guys, get your drinks, your snacks, your popcorn. Do your significant other if you're the 5-second pump chump. All right, whatever you do, and then we are going to come right back here. And depending on how you guys take things or whatever the case is, you may just want to grab a box of tissues as well. All right.
No matter what you are. No matter what you are, I will always be with you. Doesn't matter what you do, girl. Ooh, girl, want you. No matter where you go, I will always be around. Won't you tell me what you found, girl? Ooh, girl, want you. Knock down the old gray wall, be a part of it all. Nothing to say, nothing to see, nothing to do. If you would give me all, 'cause I would give it to you. Nothing would be, nothing would be, nothing would be. No matter where you go, there will always be a place. Can't you see it in my face, girl? Ooh, girl, want you. Knock down the old gray wall, be a part of it all. Nothing to say, nothing to see, nothing to do. If you would give me all, 'cause I would give it to you. Nothing would be, nothing would be, nothing would be. No matter what you are, I will always be with you. Doesn't matter what you do, girl. Ooh, girl, want you. Ooh, girl, you, girl, want you. Ooh, girl, you, girl, want you.
Welcome back, guys, to Unboxed Thoughts, Season 3, Episode 19. I'm your boy, Nick Parsons, a.k.a. Snicks. How's everybody doing out there? We doing good? We fucking hanging in there. It's good to see you guys. Especially today. Today's episode is... It's just a weird one. You know what I mean? Like, just the day that it happened to fall on it. So... But I was ready. I was ready at fucking, I don't know, 10 o'clock this morning. I was ready for today's episode. Get rid of the bot hun. Oh, that soccer ESPN. Blaze, can we get rid of that bot in the chat, please? It's that soccer ESPN or whatever the case is. We got a fucking heckler in the chat. We got a fucking heckler in the chat. Hey, dude, not fucking today, motherfucker. Somebody kick that motherfucker in the balls. We got a show to do. All right, so for those of you who may or may not know, okay, me and my father's relationship was like fucking crazy to begin with. All right, it was crazy. Whereas to up until the point where he died, you know what I mean, like as much as it helped me, and I've said this before, it helped me in a way where it's to because we were coming into a point in life where it's to like he was the kid, I was the parent. You know what I mean? I always had to go fucking looking for him. You know what I mean? Oh, like fucking checking up on him. You know? And it did. It became fucking stressful as time went on, right? It became a fucking headache. Just like, trying to find where's Waldo. Waldo was easier to find, no matter where he was, compared to the fucking headaches that my father would fucking cause me. All right, so it was Valentine's Day. It was Valentine's Day night. Okay, it was Valentine's Day night of 2012. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna backtrack. Okay, I'm gonna backtrack because I was going to Salter School University to get my medical assistant and phlebotomy certifications. All right, I was already in school at this time. I was living in Florida prior. I was 2 weeks into that all that, and my father was supposed to show up. All right, that never happened. So now we're going to fast forward. Okay. Now we're going to fast forward to February 14th of 2012. Okay. My father ended up moving back. He was in a group home. Okay. He was in a group home with stipulations was to, he had curfews. He couldn't go out at certain times or go certain places without certain approval. They knew me so well because it wasn't the first time. This was a ritual, okay, throughout the years with my father that he would end up at this place. And he's even lucky, like he even got accepted this time around. But because that happened, I got to form a really good relationship with these people over there. So I get a phone call at 10 o'clock, Valentine's Day night. Hey, do you know where your father is? He missed curfew. It's past 10 o'clock. He's not going to be able to make it tonight. And, so he told us that he was staying with you, possibly, if he wasn't here. My father used me all the time. All right, no matter what it was for, he would always be like, yeah, and he'd really up. It happened all the time. This was nothing different that I thought. But I told him no. I wasn't with them, whatever. Hey, 10 minutes after I get off the fucking phone with them, here's this crazy malaka fucking calling me. He says, hey, Snicks. Hey, I know you're going to school for to become a nurse, so like whatever the case is, like not going to school to be a nurse. I'm going for my medical assistant for my dad. Like, well, I got you a new blood pressure cuff, my buddy Gary over here, and that's his real name, Gary. I only say that because I know sometimes, I'll come up with funny, fucked up names. Got my buddy Gary over here, and like he's fucking dying, hyperventilating, whatever the fucking case is, etc., right? He's like, you mind if I fucking bring this by? You take a look at him, make sure he's okay. I'm like, yeah, sure, Dad. Whatever. I have heard stories of that man driving, like before I was ever born. Never in my life did I ever witness this man driving. I walk up to the corner of the street, and here comes this motherfucker screaming up the street and is driving his buddy's blue fucking soccer mom van. Pulls fucking right up. I see my father behind the wheel. He's like, Snicks! His buddy Gary's not even in the passenger seat. He's over there fucking, laid the fuck out in the back of the seat, So then I fucking see his buddy Gary, and I'm like, the fuck, And I happen to look off to the side, there's fucking natural ice cans all over the fucking place. Budweiser cans all over the fucking place, right? And then as I'm trying to help him because he's like hunched back, right? As I go to fucking grab his buddy Gary and like fucking help him up, you know what I mean? There was the fucking infamous fucking crack pipe falling out of his fucking pocket. So I then turned around to him and I says, you call me lit like a candlestick. I says, then you show up telling me that your buddy's in a crisis right now. I said, what he needs is a fucking hospital. All right. I said, what your buddy needs is a fucking hospital. I said, not me. I said, I can't do really shit for him. I'm like, you guys have been drinking all night. I said, he's fucking high on drugs. You're both fucking high on drugs. I was like, nothing I can do. So, of course he's, trying to tell me, oh, that's fucked up. You fucking saying that I'm not doing, da, da, da. I knew my father, man. I fucking knew him, like, you would think that, like, he got it after a certain time, you know what I mean? And, needless to say that fucking, I ended up telling him, I said, listen to me. I was like, I already knew that you were up to something, dude. I said, the group home called me. I just got off the phone with them like 10 minutes before you called me. I'll tell you right now, it definitely wasn't any more than 10 minutes. And, I said, you need to go clean up your act. I said, you need to go clean up your act. I said, because let me fucking tell you something. I said, the route you're going, I said, I don't want to talk to you. I said, I don't want to fucking talk to you. I said, shit like this, that you're not going to be able to go to my wedding maybe one day. I said, shit like this, where so you're not going to be able to see your grandchildren one day. I said, because I won't fucking allow it. I said, you're a fucking asshole. I was like, to even try to pull this bullshit. I was like, and you think that you're going to get some comfort from me or whatever. Because mind you, I knew he was back from Florida already. But fucking, I seen him the day after he got off the bus. And then obviously I seen him that night. And we went our separate ways. I called him a fucking asshole. And I said, smarten the fuck up. I want to say that was maybe around, it was around 1:30 I had gotten back. Because I had to come all the way up, go through the house. People sleeping in the house at that time, And, So I was trying to be courteous, right? Then about like fucking 8, 9 hours later, I get a fucking phone call. I get a phone call from a Detective McDonald from the Fall River PD. Right? And he then asks me, he says, "Is this Nicholas Parsons?" I says, "It is." He says, "Mr. Parsons, are you still living at such and such street, in such and such Massachusetts?" I said, "I am." And he says, "Please stay right there." He said, "We'll be back." Always when I had got up, or like whatever the case is, me and my mother's morning ritual at one point in time was we would always wake up and have a cigarette. Even at points when I was living on my own, you know what I mean? Like if I had the time or whatever, I always go have a cigarette. No different. Next thing you know, we're out on the porch, we're having a coffee and a cigarette, and we see these 2 unmarked Ford Tauruses pull up in front of my house, parked across the street. And my mother just looks at me and she says, "Nicholas, you sure you didn't do nothing?" And I said, "Ma," I was like, "fucking trust me. Like I told you, if the cops ever come looking for me, it's not for me at this time." I said, something happened. So they come up, we see them coming through the yard. So me and my mother go in the apartment. They come up, knock on the door. I was like, "Who is it?" He says, "Fall River PD, Detective McDonald." I forget his partner's name. So they come in the house. And I said, "Well, nice to meet you boys, I'm Nicholas." I was like, "Have a seat, And he's like, "No, Nicholas," he's like, "You're going to need a seat." And I said, "Okay." I said, "I know I'm not going away. It ain't for me. If you're coming for me, why are you going to tell me to take a seat?" Right? All fun and games, right? Fucking funny. The detective then proceeds to ask me, he says, "Do you know a Jack Parsons?" And I said, "I do." I said, "That's my father." He says, "Well, we found him this morning, frozen to a door at a doctor's office, dead." I said, "You gotta be fucking kidding me, right?" He says, "No." He said, "When was the last time you spoke to your father?" I said, "I was just fucking with him." I was just with him 8 hours ago, 9 hours ago. What was he doing here? I said, "He wanted me to look at check his friend Gary out because his fucking friend Gary was sick and shit like that." He's like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "I told him to go to the fucking hospital." I was like, "He fucking showed up because I said I'm going to school to be a medical assistant phlebotomist." I was like, "He came by here because he got me a new blood pressure cuffing to check out his buddy." I said, when they arrived, I looked at his friend, I said, they're both drunk and fucking drugged up out of the fucking tree. I said, there was nothing I could say or do. I said, go to the hospital. And he says, "Well, what about this doctor's office that we found him at?" He's like, "You know anything about that?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "That was his fucking psychiatrist. This piece of shit psychiatrist, fucking, he wasn't a normal doctor. He was like my father's best. They were like best fucking friends. All right, they were like best fucking friends since I was a kid. All right. So it went all these years, and it's crazy because I think about it like when everybody goes through the fucking holiday blues. Around this time, just because of the thought of the whole situation as a whole, it fucks with me. Because so, like, as much as I say that it was a relief, right? At the beginning of the show, whereas to it's like, when he's gone, it's almost like I don't have to check up on him, right? That's one less fucking thing, right? It's one less headache. And it's sad, right? It's sad. But I'm thinking, like, don't got to deal with it no more, though. And just the thought of me and my father's relationship as a whole now, because so many things went unanswered. So many things throughout the years, and of course, because I have his doctor's papers and some of it, a lot of his medical forms, not all of them, but I got to learn about my father as well, reading those fucking. Imagine that, dude. It's like what you know of your father at the current time, but like I feel like I really learned my father like more about him from fucking medical records and doctors. He was fucking nuts. And it's crazy because when I got his death certificate in, it labels on there, one of the reasons, cardiovascular disease, right? Hey, Scully. And I'm over here like, yo, my father never had a fucking heart problem a day in his life. Right? Like, my father never had a fucking heart problem a day in his life. Come to find out, when we got the full thing in, because like at first they'll only give you like a little portion, you know what I mean? And then, like whatever later, I mean? You'll get the actual, and, it was, I came to learn that what it was the alcohol drug overdose. And basically what he did, because my father was so drunk and fucking high on crack, his adrenaline was running. Like his body was fucking telling him, like, yo, you can break down this fucking door and you can get into this place for fucking shelter. You know what I mean? Like his mind was fucking telling him because of the fucking alcohol and the drugs. But his body, with the cardiovascular, I was right. My father never had cardiovascular, but they put that there was because of he was trying to break down the door and all that adrenaline. He had a fucking heart attack. That's where it comes in. I was like, oh. It was just fucking crazy because, like, even with this happening, he was there long enough to fucking for the doctor to come and find the fucking my father's body frozen to his fucking basement door. So it's nuts because I was just with him, right? I never got to have like those last good words or like any type of closure with my father to how like I actually felt. He felt, you know, my last words were fucking calling him an asshole. I told him that he'd never fucking get to see me, get married one day or ever see my kids. He never met my kids. Next thing you know, it all came true. Because my father, still to this day, obviously, never got married. So I think that plays in his favor a little bit, I guess. But I got 3 great kids now. My father never got to see one of them. And I'll think about it, like, is there something else like I could have said? Could maybe I had just said fuck his friend Gary and just take my father. There was no reason why I could have brought my father back to the group home. If I would have brought him there, they would have understood. They would have took him back, no matter what the curfew was. We had that much good of a relationship. But even if I wanted to do that, I couldn't because he was all drugged up and on alcohol. So there would have been no fucking way. They would have been having me bring him to the fucking hospital themselves. So it left me with a lot of unanswered things, and it plays with me a lot to the current day. I know today's the 12th and his anniversary is the 15th. It's still 3 days away. But I come telling you guys this story today because, as time went on and, I've grieved and come to terms with some things, accepted some things, didn't accept others, I think it tells not just a great story, of an actual life event, but, it really led into like a whole nother chapter of my life, which an entire road that I never thought that I would ever go back down. I didn't think it was going to hurt me as much as it did losing my father. Like, I self-destructed and then some. Like, I was just thinking like it was all over. But as life goes on sometimes, like, you'll get into those things where it's like, oh man, like if my fucking father was here, you know what I mean? He fucking, like, wonder what my father would think, if he was here about my kids, what I mean? How far I've come, like, never, because and this is what confuses me, right? One of the things is that my father was never there when I fucking needed him. But over the years, it fucking nuts the day he would show up. Like fucking crazy time to pop up out of fucking thin air. Hey, Snacks, hey, I was up in freaking such and such Massachusetts. I was locked up in the fucking psych ward. You believe that? Hey, Dad, what were you doing? Oh, I had a warrant out. I'd be like, you had a fucking warrant out? So what are you doing up in the cuckoo house? And he's like, hey, as long as I check myself in there and they know I got a record, the cops can't ever touch me. And then when I do get out, I go to the courts, show them the cuckoo house paperwork, and they just basically in a nutshell, And I'm like, That's that one. That's the fucking loophole. No shit. Good to know. Ended up working in the long run. Yeah. I laugh about it, but it's true. Because after losing him, right? Like I was only drinking socially at that time. You know what I mean? Like I've explained to everybody, I've had a real love relationship with uh with alcohol and drugs like over the years. Like even, obviously, when because I say this last time, obviously that means if I say this last time around, obviously there was a time before that, and then a time before that. Okay, but in this particular situation, like it just fucked me up in so many ways, right? And I really started drinking. Like I was going balls to the fucking wall drinking. Like I was fucking my first time drinking all over again, and you get that excitement, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm gonna be so much fucking trouble, so you're like, I might as well get fucking smashed, right? If I'm gonna get in trouble, fucking go all out, every day. And obviously, I already had a previous relationship with fucking drugs and alcohol. Uh, it just didn't go well because I'm grieving. I'm walking up into fucking, family events or like whatever the case is, and you're gonna get two things out of me. Either one, I'm gonna be very joyous and drunk, and fucking we're all gonna have a good time. Or B, fucking all lick it up, right? I got balls of fucking size of grapefruits right now, I think, right? I'm gonna show up to your fucking event, and just because everything's going hunky dory, I'm gonna look for a fucking reason to fuck your day up. You and everybody else in this fucking place. You know, like you were only getting, one or two things from me. And it's crazy because I find out that, shortly after that, now I'm gonna be a dad. Um, you know, Shortly after my father had passed, like it was crazy. I got with my kid's mother, and my kid's mother was a really good friend at the time. I feel like she really helped me at that time cope, help cope with losing a parent because she had lost her mom to cancer, some years prior, you know, and you know, as the more and more, I think that's a story for another day, but like that was a relationship that was just better off friends, right? Yeah, we had kids, uh, three beautiful kids all together, and let me tell you something. The We were better off friends. The only good thing that really came out of it was our kids. True story. As time goes on, you start to notice things. We can talk about that at any given time you guys want. But just to throw that in there. You know, but it hurts. It's it's not easy. It's caused me to question myself as a father. You know, fucking like it's crazy the damage that it really did. And let me tell you something. There's a difference between a reason and an excuse. All right. I've thought for many years of like always slapping that particular phrase on like fucking different T-shirts or etc. Because let me tell you why. An excuse is more leaning towards a lie of things, whereas to a reason is like legit happen, like telling you the truth. That's how I've always learned to. That's how I've decided to look at things. You know, and it really did become a fucking excuse in the long run. You know, uh, and I got to tell you, like, it was really crazy because shortly after this, right, I stopped picking up the pills again afterwards, right? Just when we thought, oh shit, he's drinking again every fucking day. You know what I mean? Just when we thought like that was the most. I'm gonna tell you this: when I ever found out that I was gonna be a dad for the very first time, like, hey, I'm grieving over here for my dad, right? But I'm trying to lean off the bottle a little bit because like me and my kid's mother are like just forming our relationship, and obviously she already had Miles. Miles was 2.5 at this time. So I've raised Miles since he was 2.5. Um, but I'm trying to get the family thing going, right? So I'm trying to cut down the bottle while still grieving for my dad. I'm working a lot. I'm working in the group homes at this time, and I find out I'm going to be a father. When I'm fucked 2 days from Sunday at this point because it's timing. That's what it came in as time. But when you think about it, right, you learn to accept things. And, well, you were doing this, that, and the other thing. What do you expect? But so what ended up happening was I went into a fucking manic mode. I went balls to the wall, fucking ape shit. And I went to my mom that night and I was like, Ma, like, I'm going nuts. Like, I haven't gotten a fucking break from work. I'm trying to distract myself from dad's death. Him dying, it is like fucking with me so much. You know what I mean? Because I just basically said why, right? And I'm going to be a dad. I ended up going to the fucking hospital that night. I ended up getting going to the ER, and I told them, listen to me, and I just told them what I just told you guys, and I was like, I'm about to go fucking nuts. So basically, in a nutshell, I ended up staying at the ER that night until they found me a fucking bed in this place, and I ended up going away for a week. No, I ended up going away for a week to this place. It's a program not far from where I live, but it's through a place called Family and Children Services, some shit like that. Child and Family Services, not like DCF. I forgot the fucking name of it. Anyway, yeah, it's through them. And yeah, so it's like you go to therapy every day. Fucking you talk about your shit. And by the time I got, like I was a little more comfortable. Like there was a guy in there, like he was really intense. His name was Jay. You know what I mean? And like kudos to him because like he helped me a little bit. But we were ready for Jackson. I was a little more prepared for Jackson at that time. Than whatever. But in moral of the story, all right, is perfect example not to take things for granted. No matter what the fucking situation is, right? It always leaves those unanswered questions And I blame myself a lot, for him not being here today. In some way, shape, or form, I think it plays. Last week we talked about things that hold you back, right? You hear a clicking sound? I don't hear a clicking sound. Anybody else in the chat hear a clicking sound? Um, but yeah, you hear it too? Okay. No. Okay. Hi, Alyssa. Welcome in, sweetheart. All right. Yeah, guys. I don't know. No clicking sound here. Okay, ma. Nope. Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Check your headphones. Check your earbuds. Because last week I believe that, because I remember last week. Remember I was telling you guys it was the connection with the way my headphones went into the mic, and then we heard it for a while. You know what I mean? Then come to find out, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'll just switch it to the other side. And like, boop, it went away. So I would have believed it, like, but yeah, I there was a clicking sound, but very, very, very low. It's gone now. Okay, okay, we're good. Okay, awesome, guys. But yeah. So I come to you guys today, telling you this story, you know, because we talk about a lot of things here, guys. We talk about a lot of fucking things here, and you know, don't ever take things for granted. Is always related in some way, shape, or form. And I thought it would be a good story to share with you guys today. But having said that, we are like almost 10 minutes over break. So let's take a break, and I will see you guys as soon as we get back. Later. Woo! Welcome back, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the break. Welcome back to Unboxed Thoughts, Season 3, Episode 19. How's everybody feeling in the chat today? We all good? You guys enjoy the show today? I hope so. You know, you know, it's just really one of those topics, that like really fucks me up as the years go on. Yeah, it can subside, but it's like it never goes away, and just as like it makes me, think about like one time where it's like, you say that to somebody, right? Such as a parent in that situation. You say it out of anger and shit like that. But it's like now that like I have like kids and shit like that, or like graduate in medical assistant school, or fucking, get my fire licenses and shit like that, or my podcast, my different platforms. It's almost like I wonder what he would think. I'm like, what do he would say? I would love him to see this. As much as I didn't want him, like, I kind of do wish he was around, And, of course, it also makes me think about other things, whereas to like, what would he say to me in like certain situations, if like something comes up or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely no joke, man, and it definitely plays a role. Now that I'm a parent, you know, it's like these are things that like I never wanted my kids to experience. You know what I mean? Like, I never would want them to have to deal with that shit. You know what I mean? About like wondering where I am, or have to fucking call every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I mean? Just to get my location. You know what I mean? Or where I've been. No, like, it helped in that area. But it's not a good feeling. It's a lot worse than what I had thought. You know, it's like, well, since it's Valentine's Day, I'll give you all this analogy. It's like having a fucking massive heart attack, right? And then the doctor says, no problem. We'll just go right in. We'll fucking put a pacemaker in for you. Fix that right up for you. Then the day of surgery comes. They open you up to fucking put the pacemaker in. But guess what? They don't put the pacemaker in. Why? Because they find out that your fucking heart's so badly fucking deteriorated that even if they did, it wouldn't help you none. It's only delaying the inevitable. Is that a mind fuck? Yeah. But that's about it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns in the chat? Also, I do gotta get used to. I say this all the time, but I really do want to thank everybody for over there in TikTok land, for coming over and hanging out with me today. Every time I see TikTok, every time I'm running, it's a proud moment for me. I want everybody to know this, because when I came to the network, TikTok was one of the things that we didn't have, right? And just to make a long story short for you guys, Blaze ended up working on it, and it happened. And so every time I see TikTok, it's a nice little reminder to myself, like, I feel like I was able to help do something, it's a great feeling. I pushed for TikTok to be up here, so makes me proud. It's one of those moments, you know what I mean, when you're having a show like this, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I can just look over like, nice little reminder. And then also, looking at all you fucking crazy motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Let me pull this chat up too. I know we got the relay, but you know that the chat that I have over here on the screen is not doesn't even catch up as quickly. Hey, I love you too, Mom. So what's going on in this chat? Here's the one and only old man, and you know who it is. Get the hell out. I know that's meant towards me. I know that is. But I do appreciate everybody for being here today. I know sometimes it can be very triggering. It can make some people feel some certain type of way. But and you still haven't been right? Yeah, I know. That was one of the concerns when we first landed on TikTok. Right, Blaze will tell you, hey, I pushed, right? I want you guys to know I pushed to be on TikTok, right? Out of nowhere, I show up for that particular episode. Don't ask me what episode, all right? But I show up for this episode. Me and Blaze meet up before the show, and he goes, hey, he's like, we got TikTok. I was like, no shit, that's fucking great, right? And then, hey, I air the episode. Next thing you know, it's fucking pop this and you fucking dick bomb motherfucking this, right? Hey, next thing you know, I'm over here like, like I'm gonna get his account banned, right? Like his account's about to just go, and he's gonna be like, what the fuck? TikTok's very sensitive compared to the other platforms that we're on, compared to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Kick. Like I know, you know what I mean? And I wasn't thinking about this beforehand, right? I wasn't. And then, I got a message from Blaze in the private chat one episode, and he was like, dude, he's like, just do your fucking thing. He's like, don't worry about that. He's like, just do your fucking thing. And I was like, good. I was like, because out of all the good things I was thinking of, bringing TikTok, to you, I didn't think about, like, I'd have to, like, censor myself. And I always said that. And I stood very strongly on this. Whereas I always said that you will never, ever catch an episode of Unboxed Thoughts on TikTok. Why? Because being here, that it's rawness. Whereas on TikTok's almost like it teaches you discipline in a fucked up way. TikTok tries to keep you in line, and you don't want to be kept in line, so you just be a habitual fucking line stepper with TikTok and just risk your account getting nanted. Whereas over here on the network, I'll drop as many F-bombs as I want. I'll say what the fuck I want to say, when the fuck I want to say it, and I didn't have to worry about anything. But then we got TikTok, and then I felt like I had to worry about everything when I came here to do my show. But, it is what it is. Gotta put the kid gloves on TikTok. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Like, Riot, we've had these conversations. I've had this conversation with you guys numerous times before. It's like, you think of all these good things, like, the grass isn't really greener on the other side, is it, you bastard? But, that's another little story for you, since we still had time to burn. But, about coming to TikTok, it was great. Millie, I mean, that's true. What do we got over here in the chat? Oh, I'm full of agreement on that, and he's not stealing his own identity. Hey, guys, so listen to this, okay? Because we got time. I want to talk to you guys. So for the first time, the other day on my Unboxed Thoughts TikTok page, right? I did the first ever Unboxed Thoughts and Pyrofam duets. I went on TikTok first. I'm going to tell you guys a story. It's funny. Everybody sit down, have a break. I know today's story was crazy. So I goes on TikTok and I shoot the video first on TikTok on the Unboxed Thoughts page. Not thinking, right, up to like, I was thinking of just going on there, shooting the video, and then I'll delete it real quick. That way nobody sees it. Well, I can't go onto the Pyro page and duet this fucking video if it's not already posted on the Unboxed Thoughts page, right? So, hey, I'm like, all right, no problem. So I shoot the first half of the video on the Unboxed Thoughts page, which is what you'll see on there now. And by the time I ended that video to go swap over to do the Pyro duet with it, right? I goes back over to the Unboxed Thoughts page to fucking delete it. Hey, and this video is already sitting on like fucking, I think it was like freaking 6 or 7 likes and a few comments. I'm like, motherfucker, like it's already gone out, you know? Like who the fuck knows? And it was sitting at like freaking 100 and some odd fucking views already. So it was already seen, it was already like already gaining attraction. And I'm like, bitch, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, fuck me every time, you know? Like I didn't want nobody to even see that first half. That video wasn't supposed to be, you know? It was just supposed to be one video in collaboration, and then that's it. So I honestly gotta say it wasn't too bad in the long run. You know, it's not too bad in the long run because there was actually a few people out there who actually duetted that video, not just me. So it's gaining attraction. It's a little something to make me feel good, I guess, at the end of the day. So I'm very proud of that as well. Regardless, you know what I mean? I got a notification from TikTok about that video. And it says, this is not your content. This is PyroFam's content. And I'm like, I'm him. I'm he. Snick's PyroFam is Snick's Unboxed Thoughts. Unboxed Thoughts, Snick's is PyroFam, you know? Like, I've never had a fucking issue before with tagging shit, you know, with each other. I do the very first fucking video, and you're gonna tell me that it's not my content. I'm trying to steal identity. For a video that's not even meant for that particular page, mind you. The nerve, man. The fucking nerve. You know? But I'm offended for the PyroFam's behalf. Me too. Me too. It's fucked up. Yeah. Just one of those other little fucking annoying things. Guys, hold on a minute. Bum, 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 bum. But, alright. That's all. I'm just going through the comments right now. Alright. Just going through the comments. I like to catch up on them. I don't want to leave anything on there, but having said that, guys, this was Unboxed Thoughts, Season 3, Episode 19. One more episode, guys. Fucking next week, we end the 3rd season. Next week, we end the 3rd season, and that gives me the chills in itself. You know, fucking ending 3rd season, going into the 4th. That makes me feel like an old man. Makes me feel like we aged, we matured, we're doing better things, we're opening up more, not always taking things better, but there's things to work on. You know? I think we're good. I think we're really good. I couldn't be happier. But having said that, what are we making for dinner? Yo, he's about to end the show. They're talking about food in the chat. Yo, we ain't ending the fucking show. Who got food? Who's making fucking what? I know. My parents and stuff, they ended up ordering out tonight. And I was thinking like maybe they were gonna order out, if anything, you know, maybe like around 4:35. You know, my dad is like, "Hey, we're ordering out. You want something?" Like, oh man, like have to go pull money out. Like fucking, like I ain't got time for that right now. I'm getting ready to go do the show, you know. So now I got to think about what I want for dinner. They don't want to fucking pay for something that is going to just sit there and get fucking cold. You know what I mean? Split pea soup. Made a ton. Yo, send that shit. I just ate a steak and loaded baked potato. Oh my god. A loaded baked potato. What was it loaded with? The fuck was it loaded with? No, just kidding. I know. Cheese, sour cream, bacon bits, most likely. And not sharing. Sharing is caring. Right? The fuck? My freaking tablet doesn't want to work today. I'll message you after this old man ends the episode, okay? Yeah, we are, guys. We are going to end it. I appreciate you. Guys, please. Thank you so much. Come back and join us next week for the season finale. Don't know what we're going to do yet, but it's going to be a good one. Couldn't be prouder. But you'll have to be here next week to see that. But love you guys. Stay safe. Love one another. Remember to reach out.